What's up? It's your boy Mike Mills, back with another video. As I told y'all earlier, this video is for you, for those that are just now coming in. If you're already in MSC, you already got your passport, TWIC card, everything, you are actively hired. This video is for you, so you don't come out here blindsided with all the bullshit. So first things first, I always talk about this every time I get on the ship. Money. Alright? When you start making this money, don't go fuck your shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like, just don't do it. Like, you're gonna see some checks. I'm not saying you make an OD buku amount of money unless you're coming in as an officer off the rip. But if you're just coming in like your entry-level position, you come in an entry-level position, I ain't saying you're about to make an OD amount of money. But if you're used to not making anything and you come out here and you're seeing checks for take home 18, 25, almost 3,200 every 2 weeks, that's like life-changing money for some of us. And I know a lot of my friends, when they came out, they said as soon as their first couple checks hit, this was while they were still in training, they just started going buck wild off the rip, going out, buying bottles, this and that. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. If that's what you want to do it. But if you're really coming out here, you want to stack some bread, you want to make the best out of the situation that you're in on these ships, because you're on these ships away from home doing all of this, you need to make your money. You know what I'm saying? The best bet, if you coming out here and you get on a ship that's overseas, whatever, first things first, figure out what department you want to be in. When you first get hired, you're probably coming as a SU or a wiper or OS. If you are in the department that you want to be in, then from there on, start making money. I mean, regardless of your department you want to be in, you need to make money right this moment so you can just start stacking change, stacking that dollars. And the best way to do it is talk to the steward or the chief engineer or the chief mate and be like, hey, I really want to make some money, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna try to do as much overtime as possible. And be about your shit, though. Don't be like, oh, don't do that and then don't show up for work or be late all the time. Like, I know a lot, I've done it, I still do it sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But don't be coming into work like late, this and that, because they're not going to want to mess with you. Especially if you come up to them like on a personal level, like, hey, I really want to make money, I want to advance in this career, this and that. And then next thing you know, you go in port and you come back and you just don't show up to work on time, or you're skipping overtime and stuff like that, which you are allowed to skip overtime. But if you come into someone and say, hey, I want to make this X amount of dollars, or I'm really trying to do this and that, and then they give you the hours to do all this and you don't show up, they might look at you like, hey, okay, he's wasting my time. You know what I'm saying? So don't do that. But the best things possible is get on a ship, have a goal, get on a ship, think of exactly how much you want to make. But really, you can't really tell. But once you get on the ship, after the first couple checks, you're going to see how much you're going to be able to make on the ship. So for me, as I told y'all, my first ship, I stayed on there for 10 months straight. You don't have to do that. I recommend like 5 to 6 months, especially if you're not used to being away from home. But I wanted to stack as much money as possible. And I knew this ship was coming back to the States by the end of the year. It didn't come back to Norfolk, but it came back to the States by the end of the year. So I went on the ship in the beginning of March, and I got home the beginning of December. So that was about all of March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. So yeah, about 10 months, you know what I'm saying? So I did about 10 months, stacked as much money as possible. This wasn't the highest paying ship, but again, I came from making no money to now I'm seeing like 18 to 2 grand every 2 weeks back in 2015. So it was like, oh wow, I'm taking home like 4 to 4,200 every a month, you know what I'm saying? I'm grossing 5 grand a month. That's like, shit, this is more than I've ever made before, you know what I'm saying? So I came home with like just under 40 grand for the year, you know? And like in the bank, and I was like, wow, this is crazy. And even then, I really didn't think much of it, but I had a goal, I stuck to it, and I did what I had to do, and I was able to come home with a chunk of change, and then I did it again the following year. So like, have set goals, reach those goals, and do what you got to do so you can make sure you can go home like satisfied with the money you got. Because I don't care what you want to say, have all the fun you want to have, but if you go home with nothing, that's sad. And don't get me wrong, people do that. People go home, be gone for months at a time, and come home with like nothing. They just sat and just trick their money off. So don't do that. All right, we got this. Now the ships that make good money and the ships that don't make good money, depending on your department. If you're a steward, the ships that don't really make money is tankers. I'm not saying you can't make any money on tankers, but if you get on the tanker as a SU or a steward, you're not gonna make all that much money. I've only been on one tanker, and that one time, I mean, the pay was messed up, so I was making money, but when they fixed the pay, it was messed up. I was seeing like nothing, like $1,100 every 2 weeks or something like that, because they were taking out of my check because they were overpaying me for the whole time. But it was just like, oh, this is bad money, this is trash, you know what I'm saying? And if you get a trash chief steward, I had a good chief steward at the time. So he was cool, so he would like, I was able to do whatever I want because he knew I was doing my job. So he just pretty much like, Mike, go do what you do, you know what I'm saying? And then he was going to give me whatever hours he was going to give me. Now, if you had a bad chief steward and a captain that was not cool, because that captain on there was also not cool, they may not give you any hours at all. So you really like, your checks would be hurting. So when I say, hey, you can make a bunch of money out here, but you got to remember on the flip side, there is a lot of money there's places where you won't make any money and you won't have a choice in the matter, especially when you first start. So it's best to set a goal, or when you first get on board, be like, okay, I know I need to save money. So the best bet is just see how much I can make and then just finagle that way and save that amount of money, or save the best possible amount you can with the income that you're receiving within your 4 months or 6 months, however long you decide to stay. Because you can, either way, you're making money because you're not paying for food. You're not paying for, well, anyways, you're not paying for food. You're not paying for anything really. So you can still stack money. It's just some ships you can stack better than the others. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind. Now, what you do with your money outside of MSC, that's where you can really make your money. I always, like I said, most of y'all know I'm in real estate. So that's how I make a lot of my extra change. You know what I'm saying? And things are, some years are better than the other, but lately things have been pretty good. Hence, I was able to be home for a whole year, so money's always good. All right, so money's been all right, you know what I'm saying? So there is ways to finagle the money you're making out here to make more money outside. Just figure out what you want to do, but first things first, get on a ship, do your overtime, move up. Whatever department you decide to stay in, move up, stack your money, do the overtime you need to do, and come and bring that dollars. That's what we out here for, and that's what you got to do. Number 2, I said this before, friendships. Man, I am telling you, be careful who you become friends with. I have literally really like ride or die, and I've been out here for about almost 10 years. 3 people that I like rock with for real. All 3 of them, I see them as like my brother. You know what I'm saying? I can say the names, but I got 3 solid people. One, he came in and kneeled with me, so that's like my legit older brother. And I've been rocking with that dude for like years now. And then other 2 I met, well, the other one I met in 2017 when I was on a supply. Well, 2 I met in 2017 on a supply. And then 1 I met on my last ship. So it was just kind of like I had 4 solid people out of the whole 10 years, or almost 10 years that I've been out here. I have 4 solid, like, I know these are ride or dies, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, keep the things you say to a minimum to people that, I don't want to say, like, a need to know. I mean, everybody knows a lot of my business in regards to, like, because I have a YouTube channel, and it's kind of obvious, like, you see me recording. So, I mean, I keep everything surface level, but they do know, like, certain things, you know what I'm saying? And I talk to you guys, so if they decide to see my channel, and they see me, and they watch my videos, so they know certain intimate details about myself, but I try to keep everything, like, surface level people, because you don't want to tell everybody everything, because some people will try to use it against you, or they'll try to be your friend to your face, as I said this before, and be a snake behind your back. You know what I'm saying? As I said, I had a guy. We're not friends no more, but we would hang out all the time. We was cool. We was in the streets all the time. You know what I'm saying? We went to 3 different ships together, and like right next to each other. We was out all the time, me and him, blah blah blah. Then apparently the ship, after the last ship we was on together, I went back to that same ship. That was in Choctaw County. Went back to that same ship, the one was in Bahrain. And the guys that was still there, they was like, yo, I ain't gonna lie to you, Mike. Oh boy, he was really like, the reason why we was saying watch out who your friends were, is because that guy was like talking mad shit about you behind your back. And mind you, I'm thinking that's my boy. Like, we go out, we hang out, we go get food, we go party together, we did all that stuff together. And then we would talk shit about everything, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking we cool. But that guy was, I mean, I'm not gonna call him a snake, but he was talking shit behind my back, and he was like, he'll be the type that say stuff like to my supervisor, be like, hey, you need to watch out, make sure he's doing his job type stuff. And mind you, he's supposed to be like a really close friend at the time. So be mindful. That's a lesson to me, but like, be mindful who you rock with out here, because obviously you don't know these people. You may have met them, like out here you may be close, but you don't know them, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know what their life was before they came out here. I mean, unless you know some of them like before you came out here, like y'all were cool before you came out. But if you met them out here, you don't know their life. Everything that they could be showing you could very well be like, what's the best way to say it? Their best foot forward. Like, you don't see what their life really was. So just be mindful of that. Don't overshare. Don't put all your eggs in one basket in regards to friends. Like I said, don't put too much stock in any individual person, unless you're able to hang out with them outside of work while you're at home and you're like really seeing how they are. You know what I'm saying? Then you can, okay, now I can really open up to this person, this and that. But if you are just a ship friend, keep it surface level. You know what I'm saying? Because some people be hating, and it just is what it is. Some people hate. They'll talk behind your back. You think like they're down for you. You think that they're, I don't say looking out. You think that they are for you, and then you realize they're not. And I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you a man, take it for what it is. Take it to the chin. But, and woman, you're grown. Take it to the chin. It is what it is. But just be mindful of that. Not everybody out here is your friend. All right? Next one. Assume, oh my God, I can't believe I have to say this, but assume you are going overseas. Just assume you're going overseas. It is what it is. I know a lot of people like, oh, I'm going to be in Norfolk. I'm trying to get a ship in Norfolk. This and that. My first like 3 ships was overseas off the rip. For 2 years straight, I was never home. You know what I'm saying? So off the rip, when you first come into MSC or Neo, when they say pack for 6 months, you may not have to pack fully for 6 months. Watch my what to pack video right here. But like, pack like you not going home. You know what I'm saying? Like you might be stuck out to sea. Just pack like that. I'm not saying bring a whole bunch of clothes, like in regards to like going out clothes, because you may get on a ship that you are literally only in port for like a day or two, but you brought like your whole wardrobe. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. I mean, do bring a few shirts, you know what I'm saying? Bring clothes with you. Like, you can bring nice clothes, but don't like overdo it on your going out clothes, because you very well might be on a ship that is out to sea most of the time, and you just wasted your like packing space. You know what I'm saying? So bring all your work clothes, and I always recommend bring your workout clothes, because you gonna have the time. So start working out on the ship, doing this and that. But also do bring clothes for like to go out. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying don't bring any clothes to go out, but bring clothes that don't bring so much to where like you're straining to, you know, like pack your bags. Because if you go into different countries, different places, you're gonna want to bring stuff home. Like, especially if you're brand new, you've never been like to Japan, Korea. Like when I first came out, I went to Japan, Korea, Australia, Guam. You know what I'm saying? I went to a lot of different places that I've never been before. So I bought a bunch of stuff. And it was like, there was a lot I had to do. There was a lot I had to mail home because I did not have enough stuff. You know what I'm saying? But that's just comes with like knowing what you want. But I'm telling you, don't overpack. Bring your underwear, bring your daughters, you know what I'm saying? Bring the necessities, but don't overpack. And I do recommend putting in your backpack, your carry-on, like at least one pair of underwear, one pair of socks, and just a toothbrush, you know what I'm saying? At least. Just bring those 3 on your carry-on, because you never know. If you lose your luggage, yeah, it's a shitty situation, you know what I'm saying? Shitty situation. It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Now, this one is more so like, when you first get in, you don't got to worry too much about it, but when you first come in, taking leave, like when you're finally about to go home, this on that, when you're about to take leave, or like take time off, technically you only get 30 days. If you only did 4 months, you don't actually have 30 paid days, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't have the issue because I did 10 months straight my first ship, which is another reason why I recommend doing 10 months straight on your first ship. Or just doing a longer time on your first ship so you have the allotted time of leave. But this is really only an MSC thing. So if you go to SIU, you don't gotta worry about this. But MSC, technically, when you're a new hire, you only get 4 hours a pay period, and it's 8 hours equals a day. So like, do the math, you know what I'm saying? But and you got your shore days and then like other stuff. But do the math so you know you're like, okay, I don't have that much leave. But that being said, y'all know me, you can't do what I do, but I recommend doing 10 months straight. So you're gonna have that time to be home for at least that 30 days to 60 days, you know what I'm saying? But again, when you're a new hire, it's hard to get those down more than 30 days, but once you get out here figuring out, this is really mainly only with MSC. Once you get out here and mainly figure things out, you'll be able to take longer time home and stuff like that. There's definitely ways to finagle that. That's what's in regard to being home, leave, and all that stuff. That's something I think you guys should know. Now, one of the last things that I think is the most important thing about all of this is opportunities. If you coming in as an SU, this is specifically an MSC thing. I don't know how it is with other companies, but with MSC, if you're coming in as a steward, literally, I know you're gonna think, oh, I want to go to one specific department, but if any other department wants you, like at all, if any other department wants to take you, it may not even be the department that you want, but if they want to take you to go in their department, take it. Get out of SU as quick as possible. I know I didn't do that. I regret it. I had multiple opportunities to go deck, so I wish I did do that. So even if I didn't like deck, it's easier to leave deck than it is to leave as an SU. It's hard to explain, but MSC is weird. It's weird, you know what I'm saying? But any opportunity to get out of SU, or whatever, even if you come in as a wiper and you realize you don't want to be a wiper, or if you do, you're coming in as a wiper and they then come to you and be like, hey, you've been on the ship for a few months, and then they comes like, hey, can you be a temp, whatever. Take it. Yes, it's more money, and B, even if you suck at the job, this is a government job. This is a government position. So you may not even be fully qualified to do this position, but they are very lenient in regards to a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? It's very forgiving job because they do have a lot of redundancy, or at least they used to. They have a lot of redundancy, so it's like if you're not like top notch at your job, somebody else is gonna pick up your slack. Now don't get me wrong, don't be so trash that someone has to constantly pick up your slack, but it's a lot more leeway in MSC. So by all means, take any, I promise you, any opportunity. I don't care. I know a lot of you be like, oh, I'm gonna go engine department, blah blah blah. But if a chief mate come up to you and be like, hey, you want to go OS, take that shit. I don't care what nobody say, take it. it's better to go in and get seat time somewhere than to get seat time nowhere. Because if you're a steward, you're not get your seat time out here does not count for nothing. I know I should have took this advice myself. I was gonna take it earlier, but I wanted to come here. So by all means, I'm telling you, if you have an opportunity to get out of steward department or whatever department that you're in that you don't want to be in, take it. Put in those KSAs, all that. You know what I'm saying? Just take it. Because especially if it's a free position. Like when I say that, like the captain comes up to you like, hey, we need this position. Do you want to switch? Say yes. Just take it. Or ask. If you're thinking, oh, you know what, I really don't want to be an SU right now or anymore, just go up to the chief mate. If you're cool like that, I don't know, go to chief mate and be like, hey, y'all happen to have any OS spots open that I can take? Or to go to the Chang, but it's harder in the engine department because they really want you to do they want you to jump through hoops to get an engine department. But in the deck department, go up to the chief mate and be like, hey, I would like to be an OS. If there's any OS positions or if anybody's leaving, can I take their spot if you're an SU? You know what I'm saying? And they're more likely going to be like, yeah, let me talk to the base, blah, 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 blah. If you're a new hire, it's a lot easier. Me, my name is in the dirt. So they send my name to the base. They be like, nah, keep his ass as SU. But as a new hire, do it, bro. Like, I'm telling you, just do it. Get out of SU as soon as possible. And then, yes, I've made money as being an SU. Yes, I make money now, but knowing what I know now, I would have took all those opportunities to go in the deck. That's on me. I'm not saying it's too late, but I just don't want to do it anymore. I don't even want to say it anymore. But that's neither here nor there. But that's really like the last piece of advice for real. Like, but that's the most important, in my opinion. The most is money and opportunities. Those are the two most important pieces of advice that I can give you guys. Take any opportunity you can to get out of whatever said position that you are, if you can, especially if it's an SU. Any opportunity that you can. And save your money. Come on, man. I already said this earlier, but save your money. It's so simple, save your money. Don't make me mad. Save your money. Get this money with me so we can all have business together. I promise y'all. Like, if y'all fuck with me in the future, when I get things going, as I told y'all before, if y'all fuck with me in the future, after I get all this going, and once y'all have some money, and I come up to like y'all, YouTube, and I be like, hey, I got this business opportunity. I promise you, if I fuck with you, if I meet you, or even if we're talking enough and you tell me you got this X, Y, and Z, I'm gonna take it at face value. And I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna expect that you actually have what you say, and I'm gonna put you on if I got something going. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been fucked so many times that I know what it feels like to be fucked over. So I want to make sure I'm always able to help in that regard. But I think that's really all I have for you guys. Come out here, make this money. That is the best advice I can give you guys. I hope this helps anybody that's about to come out here. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, you're gonna make mistakes when you first come out here. Shit's gonna happen. You might get in trouble. Don't try not to get in trouble, but you may not get along with everybody. Your supervisor may not be the best. The ship may not be the best. The money may not be the best. It's not always gonna be butterflies and rainbows out here. You gotta remember that. You're gonna have missed opportunities. Some things you might think, maybe I should have took it. Like, those are one of those things. Like, don't pass up opportunities because you feel like you want to have something else. Pass it up if you feel like you're gonna get what you actually want, but don't do it so much that you end up kind of like me. You know what I'm saying? So don't pass up opportunities. You're gonna fuck up some money like I did. You're gonna fuck up some money. You're gonna go out, you're gonna party one day, and you're gonna spend a little bit too much. It's gonna happen, and it's okay. This job is very forgiving in the sense that you will get another check. You know what I'm saying? But don't make it a habit at all. Do not make it a habit. Make sure you're able to stack your money, set the goals that I told y'all to, Whatever goal that you have in the beginning of the year, set it, and then just remember, shit happens. Just learn, live and learn, and you got it. This is Vlogmas Day 6. I hope y'all enjoyed. Now, I know this one's real long, but shit, I'm just talking to you guys. I'm really just having a conversation with y'all. This was informative, but really just a conversation with you guys. I hope this advice helps. I love you guys. You guys really actually do mean a lot to me, and I appreciate all of you. As I said, as I always say, don't forget to hit that like button right here, hit that subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next one. Deuces.